In today's class, we will discuss single step matching. In the last class, we discussed the various applications of transmission lines, and transmission lines can be used as circuit elements, inductor and capacitor. Then about half wave transformer and how to extend the length of the transmission line, and about quarter wave transformer. Quarter wave transformer is used for impedance matching, and another method for impedance matching is stub matching. Okay, stub simply means a short transmission line. Okay, so what we can do is we can insert another short transmission line in between the main transmission line. That short transmission line is called stub. So you can just see this figure, that line marked in red, that represents stub. So here it shows a parallel connection. Stub is connected in parallel with the transmission line, and one end is connected and the other end you can either short circuit or open circuit. Here it is open circuited. And for connecting a stub like this, we need to know two things. One is L stub and the other is D stub. Here L stub means it is the distance of the stub from the load, and D stub represents length of the stub. So stub, it is a section of transmission line that is either open circuited or short circuited, and one end is connected and the other end can be either short circuited or open circuited. In this figure we have short circuited it. Okay. And stub can be connected in parallel to the line. Okay. And the objective of impedance matching, we know that when the impedance is matched, there will be maximum power transfer. There will not be any reflection. So no reflection means there is absolutely maximum transfer of power. So when we add a stub or a short transmission line parallel to the main transmission line at any point, let the point be B, then the logic behind the stub matching is that B is selected such that Zin will be the normalized value of input impedance will be 1, or that Zin will be equal to Z0. Then only normalized value will be Zin by Z0 is 1. So normalized value will be 1, or we take the point such that Zin is equal to Z0. It should be equivalent to the characteristic impedance. So we select the point B in that way. So based on that, B can be selected. When we select B, that means we calculate L step. Okay. And we have two methods. Earlier we discussed for calculating reflection coefficient, standing wave ratio, etc. We have two methods. One is the graphical method using Smith chart, and another is the analytical method or the mathematical method. So for stub matching, we know that in the design of stub matching, what do we need? We need to know the length of the stub, and we need to know the distance of the stub from the load. These two parameters have to be calculated. So the analytical method is you can use these two equations for calculating LS and LT. Length of stub is given by LT and distance of stub from the load is given by LS. So you can use this equation to calculate LS and LT. Lambda is there. So it is lambda by 2 pi or 1 by beta. Then ZL and Z0, load impedance and characteristic impedance are known. Based on these values, you can calculate LS and LT. If you know LS and LT, you can calculate stub properly. Length of stub and distance of stub is known. You can connect the stub. So that's the design part. So this is the analytical method, and let's proceed with the Smith chart method. So again, two things to calculate. One is L stub and the other is D stub. D stub is the length of the stub and L stub is the distance of stub from the load. So you need to calculate these two values. And I will explain the method to calculate these two parameters, or the method of designing stub matching based on Smith chart. All these I have explained already. First is location of stub or distance of stub from the load given by L stub, and that is calculated such that we are selecting a point where the normalized impedance is 1. Okay. and in that point the admittance value can be plus or minus JB, a random value. So those points will be 1 plus or minus JB. So length of stub should be selected such that this net admittance should get cancelled. So net admittance should be 0. So that is a basic logic. So for a perfect impedance matching means it should be 1 plus J0. Okay, so what we are doing is by selecting a point B or by selecting L step, what we are doing is net normalized impedance is taken as 1. So when we select a point like that, there will be a net admittance which will be plus or minus JB. So that has to be cancelled. That is done by selecting the length of the stub. This is the basic logic of how we are selecting the values L step and D step. So the steps are, first is to calculate the normalized impedance. Now you are quite familiar of how to use Smith chart. So first is to identify the point P, which is normalized impedance ZL by Z0, and you draw a circle. Here you can see. First you mark the point, say ZL. This point is ZL. Okay, so first point is this ZL or point P. Okay, so this is the ZL point. This is the point for load impedance. Okay. But here in Smith chart, what we should do is, we always in stub matching we consider admittance, because we are considering a parallel connection. So for convenience we take admittance. So load admittance, the diametrically opposite point is YL. This is the point corresponding to load admittance. So this point is the reference in stub matching. So in the earlier problems which we did with the Smith chart, we take this point, but in stub matching we take this point. Okay, this point is more important, that is YL. Okay, so how we calculate YL? First you identify the point ZL, then this is the center point, say O. So with the center O and radius OP, you draw a circle. This red circle, this is the S circle, and diametrically opposite point you take it as the YL or admittance point. Now what we do is, you mark the R equals 1 or G equals 1 circle, this blue circle. Okay, this is the G equals 1 circle or R equals 1 circle. So you know that point B, when we connect a stub, okay, we select a point, say here, say AB or point B. Here you are connecting the stub. Okay, so this is L stub. So how L stub is connected? How L stub is calculated? We select point AB such that at this point the normalized impedance is 1. So for that, this is the circle, and you find the 2 points where the S circle and G equals 1 circle meet. So based on this logic, you calculate the 2 points. Let this be this and this. So you can mark this point as A and you can mark this point as B. So these are the 2 points where the stub can be placed. Okay, so we have just identified the point only. We need the L stub that has to be calculated from these points. Okay. And okay, it's marked. Okay, this is the point A and this is point B. These are the 2 possible points where you can place the stub. Load is supposed to be, the admittance of load is supposed to be in this point. So distance from YL to A. Okay, distance from YL to A or distance from YL to B will give you the corresponding distance L stub. So here in Smith chart it is angle. You will be getting 2 angles and angle is converted to the corresponding distance, say L. How? Based on the relation that lambda corresponds to 720 degree. Okay, based on this we have to calculate the corresponding distance from these angles. So this is what I have said earlier. This point was ZL, load impedance, and this point is say A and B. Okay, these are the 2 points. Why you take these 2 points as the possible locations for stub? Because these are the 2 points where the S circle is meeting G equals 1 circle. The logic of stub is that the net for maximum power transfer or for impedance matching, the normalized impedance should be 1. For that, the S circle should meet G equals 1 circle. So the possible points or possible locations are A and B. So if it is A, what you are doing from the center, this is a center point, say O. This I told you, this is a load location. So from YL, this line you take the angle, say theta 1 to get the distance from YL to A. So YL to A is one possible length, and the another possible distance of step. Say I am trying to calculate L step. To calculate L step, one option is to get the distance from YL to A, and second option is to get the distance from YL to B. So from Smith chart you will get the equivalent angle, and from angle you have to calculate the distance by the relation lambda corresponds to 720 degree. So first step is to calculate angle. You calculate like this: OYL to OA, you will get theta 1. So next will be, obviously it will be O, this is center O, OYL to which angle? To OB. This is point A. Okay, this is point B. So this angle is given by theta 2. Okay, so one is corresponding to A, it is theta 1. Hope you understood. This is the angle. Okay, this angle, that is YL. If I mark this point as, say, P dash, angle P dash OA, this corresponds to theta 1. Okay, similarly, if you draw a line connecting this, angle P dash OB will give you theta 2. Okay, so these are the two options for the distance of step, say L step. So theta 1 and theta 2. Next is we are trying to calculate the length of the stub. So length of stub is calculated, that is here we measured as D stub. For D stub, if we are trying to place the stub at point A, there the corresponding admittance is at point A, it is JB. Okay, so to cancel that, length of stub should be adjusted such that its admittance is minus JB. Then only it will get, when added up, it will be 1 plus JB minus JB will be 1. This is the required impedance we need. Similarly, at B what happens? At B it is 1 minus JB. So you have to add JB so that it becomes 1. So if it is B, it is 1 minus JB. Okay, this is minus JB. Here it is plus JB. If it is A, it is plus JB, and if it is B, it is minus JB. So if it is A, you have to add minus JB. So this point corresponds to A dash and this point corresponds to B dash. Okay, so if you are selecting point A, length of step corresponds to A dash. Hope you understood. Okay, and if the location is point B, the corresponding distance will be, corresponding length of stub will be B dash, somewhere near in the side of A. This will be more clear with the detailed example problem. Okay, so this was if the position was selected to be B, the length of step should correspond to B dash. If we take the point as A here, the corresponding length of step will be A dash. Okay, so we'll do this problem. So as we know, the first step is you have to calculate the normalized impedance. Okay, so here you can see ZL is 40 plus J30, Z0 is 100. So normalized ZL is ZL by Z0, that will be equal to 40 plus J30 divided by 100. It will be 0.4 plus J0.3. So you have to identify point P such that R equals 0.4 and x equals 0.3. Check, this is 0.4. This is not the point. I will show you. It is 0.4 plus 0.3. So this is 0.4 plus 0.3. This is the point. Okay. Okay. This point is ZL. It is 0.4, 0.3. 0.4 plus j 0.3. This is the load point. Then what we are doing? This is a center point O. O. Let this point be P. So with OP as radius and O as center, draw a circle. This is the S circle. You know that, right? This is S circle. You are drawing a circle. And then you are identifying G equals 1 circle. Okay. And after this, you are finding the corresponding admittance of the load. That will be the diametrically opposite point. This is admittance of load. Okay, it's given. So it's admittance of the load. After that, you identify the G equals 1 circle, because first thing in step matching is first load impedance, then the corresponding admittance, then draw the S circle, then you draw the G equals 1 circle. These two circles meet at 2 points. One is A, and here it's more clear. So these two circles meet at which point? At point A. A corresponds to which is the arc? It is this arc, where arc, you can check the value, it is 1.04. You won't get this much accuracy, but you can, it can be like 1.05, because this is 1.1. So you can take YS as J 1.04 or 1.05. Okay, this is how you do it. So you can check this. This is how you get 1.04. Similarly, as these are like symmetrical, here it will be minus J 1.04. Okay. So first thing you did is, after calculating the normalized impedance, you plotted point P with center O and radius OP. You draw the radius. You draw the circle to get the S circle, and mark the 2 points where S circle meets G equals 1 circle. Those 2 points are A, and here it is point B. These A and B are the 2 points. You mark it, and this is the corresponding load point. So you have to remember this point. This is the reference point, admittance of the load. Okay. Now first thing to calculate is, you have to calculate the admittance of this stub. In question it was asked to calculate admittance, the required stub admittance. To get that, what you have to do is, stub admittance is given by, if it is Y naught, capital Y naught into YS will give you the net admittance, because whatever value you get in Smith chart is normalized. So from the normalized value to get the original value, you have to multiply. If it is impedance value, you have to multiply with Z naught. Here, as all are in admittance value, you have to multiply with the corresponding Y naught, net admittance value. This is equivalent to YS is equal to 1 by Z naught. Y naught is equal to 1 by Z naught into YS. So this is how you calculate the original value from normalized value. So here what you do is, you got the admittance value. It was J 1.04 for A and minus J 1.04 for B. And you know it is 100, is Z naught value is 100. So Y naught is 1 by 100, and you multiply stub admittance as YS is equal to plus or minus J into 10.4 millisiemens. How you got it? 1 by 100 into 1.04. That will be 10.4 into 10 raised to minus 3. You got it as plus or minus J into 10.4 millisiemens. So this is how you calculate stub admittance. From where you got these two values? From the last graph. Here you can see, you have identified the 2 points where the S circle and G equals 1 circle meet. Those points are A and B. The corresponding to the points A and B, at point A, Y value was J 1.04, and at point B, Y value was the admittance value was minus j 1.04. So to get the stub admittance, you take this value and multiply with 1 by z0. Okay, this is how you got stub admittance. So first value is calculated. Again back to the main graph. I hope you know all these points. So what are the main points A and B? These are the possible locations for the stub. These values we got it as j 1.04 and minus j 1.04, and resistance value was 1, but it is Z0. That's why we selected these 2 points as the possible location for stub. This was the admittance point. This is the reference points. This is taken as the reference point. Now you take, these are the possible locations, right? Now what we are trying to do is we are trying to calculate L stub, that is distance of the stub from the load. So to calculate that, you have to measure this distance from admittance of load to this point, and this angle can be theta b. Try to understand from the figure. This is the load point, and in case of stub, what we do is we calculate or identify the corresponding admittance point. So now in this problem, throughout the reference point is this point, and the possible locations are A and B. So you try to calculate theta b, and the next will be this one. This is the length LB. Similarly, this will be theta A. Just check, this is the corresponding reference, and to A this is the angle. So that is theta A, and the corresponding length will be LA. Okay, so LA represents the distance of the stub from the load. There are 2 options. One is at point A and the other is at point B. If it is point A, distance of the stub from load, that is from load to A, that is given by LA, that corresponds to theta A, and LB corresponds to theta B. So you will get 2 angles from this graph, and the 2 angle corresponding distance you can calculate with the relation lambda corresponds to 720 degree. So from theta A you can calculate LA, and from theta B you can calculate LB. Okay. So if we take this point as a P dash, if you take it as P dash, what will be theta A? If we consider theta A corresponds to LA and theta B corresponds to LB. So how to calculate theta A? If this admittance point is taken as P dash, theta B will be, and center is O, theta A will be P dash O A, theta A. Okay, theta A will be P dash O A, this angle, and theta B will be P dash O B. Okay, so calculate theta A and theta B like this, and corresponding theta A will give you LA and theta B will give you LB. So here you have to do it. You will get the corresponding angles and the corresponding distance. You will get like this. So after calculating distance of stub from the load, that is L stub, next value to calculate is length of stub. Length of stub given by D stub. So first you calculated L stub, don't get confused. First we calculated L stub. L stub means distance of stub from load admittance, that point, from load admittance to stub points, say A and B. Okay, we tried to identify points A and B, and you calculated the values P dash O A and P dash O B. This is how you calculated theta A and theta B. Then you calculated the corresponding distance to get LA and LB. These are the 2 possible locations for the stub. Second part is to calculate the length of the stub. The logic I have already explained. If you try to keep the stub at point A, there the admittance is JB. So you have to adjust the length of stub such that it should be minus JB. That's why corresponding point of A dash is coming in the opposite side. Similarly, corresponding point of B dash is coming in this side. So this corresponds to plus J 1.04 and this corresponds to minus J 1.04. Now how to calculate length of stub? Length of stub is given by D stub. So corresponding to point A, you have to calculate an angle corresponding to that PSC to A dash. Similarly, if the stub is placed, if stub is at point B, then the corresponding length of stub should be B dash. That means PSC to B dash, both in clockwise direction. That's shown here. So this is the logic why we take A dash and B dash. Okay, so PSC to A dash means this is how you take the corresponding clockwise direction, you take the angle. So corresponding, if the location is at point A, distance PSC to A dash, this corresponds to D stub if location is at A, and this corresponds to the length of stub if stub is at B. If stub is at B, then length of stub corresponding to the position B is B dash. This is how you take the corresponding length of stub. So you can get the values like this. One is 88 degree and the other is 272 degree. You can see that this part is almost 90 degrees. So the exact value will be 88 degrees. So DA corresponds to 88 degree, almost 90. Hope you understood this DA. And what about DB? It is like 180 plus 90, 270 something. So the exact value will be 272. Here it will be 272 degree. So this is how you calculate the angles corresponding to DA and DB. And D corresponds to, D stub corresponds to length of stub. In all these cases, you get only angles from the Smith chart. From angle, the corresponding distance is or length is calculated by the relation theta corresponds to 720 degree. So you can check this. Here in the first case you got 88 degree. So 88 corresponding, the lambda is 720 corresponds to lambda. So 88 by 720 into lambda, you will get the corresponding value. Similarly, 272 degree corresponding, the length is 272 divided by 720 into lambda. You got the two values of DA and DB, which stands for length of stub. Length of stub. So to calculate the length of stub, you measure angles from PSC to A dash and B dash. Okay. So for stub matching, you need to calculate two parameters. One is L stub and the other is D stub. So you can again go through this problem and it will be more clear on how to calculate D stub and L stub using Smith chart. Thank you.